Well, good afternoon, everybody. We'll start off with our safety disclaimer. These classes and what I say are not medical advice. Please consult with your healthcare professionals before making changes to manage your health. This presentation does not represent Parkinson Canada's endorsement of products or treatment related to Parkinson's disease. This presentation is meant to provide general information. If you have specific questions about managing Parkinson's disease for yourself or for others, please contact info@parkinson.ca, or you can always call 1-800-565-3000. TGIF. This is your at-home workout class. I think it's 46, believe it or not. This is brought to you by Parkinson Canada. My name is Lance Letain. I am your events coordinator here in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. And if you're new to this at-home workout class, welcome. It's great to have you on board. For those of you that are veterans and have been around over the past few months, I really want to thank you for your support. These live classes, this is the end of the live classes that are being held every Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. Starting next week, the live classes are going to be held every Tuesday and every Thursday at 8 a.m. Central Time. So that is 9 a.m. Eastern. And that will be 10 a.m. on the Atlantic coast. And of course, that'll be 7 o'clock in the morning in Saskatchewan and Alberta, 6 o'clock in the morning. I've always believed that to do my exercise, I like to try and do it first thing in the day. That way it frees up my schedule for everything else. Otherwise, I'm going to find some excuses as to why not to exercise. So yes, we are making the transition to the classes being held live every Tuesday and Thursday. And again, that's at 9 a.m. Eastern, that's 8 a.m. Central. Of course, these classes are always recorded and are posted on the Parkinson Canada YouTube channel, and you can also find us on the Parkinson Canada Manitoba Facebook group page. These classes are a part of the Super Walk Movement Challenge. So the month of July is wrapping up. This is the last day of July, and next month we have the 100,000 step challenge. So we're asking people, if you have Fitbits or if you're able to get a good estimate as to the number of steps you're taking, record them. You could win some fantastic prizes that are a part of the Super Walk campaign. Again, these monthly movement challenges are encouraging you to get your 150 minutes of moderate to vigorous exercise per week. So we are here to support what we can. We love hearing from you. Any stories, any feedback that you have is great and very welcome. So just want to make sure, these classes are starting next week, are going to be held every Tuesday and Thursday. That's 8 a.m. Central and 9 a.m. Eastern. So just wanted to touch base with you about some of the benefits for exercise, and I'm making them a little bit more general today for everybody. So the first thing I could think of was your improved gait. The more we are exercising, the better the gait is going to be. When I'm talking about gait, I'm talking about locomotion. I'm talking about you walking, you moving in one direction or the other. Studies show that there's an improvement in gait. Improved functional ability. When I'm thinking functional ability, I'm thinking of things like, putting on our button shirts or zipping up our pants or our jacket, putting away glasses in the cupboard, brushing our teeth. So there is an improved functional ability. We're going to have fewer aches and pains. Who doesn't want to have fewer aches and pains? We're going to have, there's going to be reduced joint problems. There'll be an improved mood swings. That's what we want. We get all those endorphins rushing through our body when we're exercising, and we're going to improve our mood. And some of you who have Parkinson's disease, sometimes the symptoms manifest themselves that way, where it's hard to stay positive. But the good thing is, with exercise, we can change that. You're going to have improved self-confidence, maintain a healthy body weight, improve your balance, improve your posture. You know how many times I'm mentioning posture during our classes here. Maintaining stronger muscles and feeling better overall. We all want to feel better overall. The good thing is, with the previous point with maintaining stronger muscles, the more we can maintain or maybe even grow some muscles, The theory is that there's going to be more dopamine that's made available to be able to transmit the messages between all the neurons in our nervous system there. So that's it for the benefits for today. I'm going to give you a pretty good list of shout outs here. We have Audrey, Susan, Kelly, Cheryl, Lorinda, Nathan, Pete, Don, Doug, Remy and Tana, Jim and Wanda, Rick and Betty, Dawn and Jean, Pat, Holly, Palmieri, Bonu, Michelle, Brennan, Teresa, Dave, Val, and my mom. Hopefully my mom's watching today. All right, so with that, I guess we can get ready for exercise. So just make sure we're thinking of our safety here. If you have some runners that are laced up or have Velcro or some really well-fitted shoes, if you could wear those, that's awesome. If you're wearing flip-flops or sandals, I would maybe steer away from that. It's probably safer to go in your bare feet than it is to wear flip-flops or sandals. Also, if there's any sort of area rugs in around the vicinity where you're going to be exercising, maybe pull them off to the side. We don't want any corners that are up on the area rug that could be a tripping hazard for you. And of course, if you have a coffee table nearby, just push that out of the way. Don't forget, we have to hydrate. It's a warm, toasty Friday just before the long weekend here in Manitoba. Oh, that water feels good. And yeah, so very, very important to hydrate. Okay, so I'm going to adjust the camera. Hopefully that works. Take off my glasses, and we're going to get ready to move. Okay, you know we start the classes off the same way every time. We start off with our warm-up. Our warm-up is going to last 3 to 5 minutes in duration, and the purpose of our warm-up is to prepare our body and our mind for exercise that's ahead. We'll be transitioning then into our cardio section, which is about 15 to 20 minutes of continuous movement. So it's important that we're slowly going to build up there. We're going to build our heart rate up. We're going to build our breathing rate up. It's also a really good time for you to monitor how you're feeling at this point in time. Are you feeling up to doing this exercise class? If you are, that's fantastic. But if you're not, no need. You don't have to do the class right now. All these classes are recorded, and you can come back to them when you're feeling a little stronger, when you're feeling a little bit better. Okay, let's think of our posture. Let's sit up nice and straight if you're sitting down. If you're standing up, let's get your feet wider than your shoulders. Let's pull our shoulders back. Let's start off with a smile on our face, closing our eyes. We're going to breathe in through our nose and out through our mouth. Big breath in. Blow it out. Big breath in. Blow it out. One more. Big breath in. Blow it out. Keeping your eyes closed. Keep them closed. Let's focus on the here. Let's focus on the now. How you're feeling right now. What happened yesterday doesn't matter. What you have to do later on, don't worry about it. Just focus on the here and the now. Opening our eyes. We're going to do another 3 breaths in, raising our hands above our head. Big breath in. And out. Big breath in. And out. And last big breath in. Hold it up there. Hold it, hold it, hold it. And breathe it out. Alright, you know what's coming up next. We're doing our slap, clap, and snap. So we're slapping our thighs 5 times, clapping our hands 5 times, snapping our fingers 5 times. So we're going from 5 down to 1 and all the way back to 5. We're going to take it a little bit slower today. Ready, gang? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, okay. Hopefully that was a good pace for you. So yeah, again, the purpose of our warm-up is to prepare our body, but just as importantly, we're preparing our mind for the exercise that's coming ahead of us here. So now we're just going to hold off our arms to the side. Just hold it there, and we're going to make some tiny little circles going forward. So here we're working our upper body, we're working our deltoids in particular. These are our shoulder muscles. Shoulders are very, very important with so many daily activities. And it's quite a common injury to be having as you age. So if you have any sort of pain, make the circles a little bit bigger. We're not looking for pain. Soreness is a little bit different than pain. Soreness we can work through, but pain, if it hurts you on one shoulder, you can just do one arm. Or you can drop your arms a little bit lower. And bigger circles. And bigger. Nice big full circles, get full range of motion. Big circles going forward and stop. Now we're going to go backwards, big circles. Backwards. Nice big full circles. And now let's make it a little bit smaller. You probably feel it in your deltoids right now. Yeah, and smaller circles yet. And tiny, tiny, tiny little tight little circles. Alright, and stop. Okay, well, I'm sure you can feel that. You can probably feel your heart rate getting a little bit faster, your breathing rate's getting a little bit deeper, and a little bit faster as well. From here, we're going to transition into some stationary heel taps. So if you're sitting down, we're just going to tap your heel. If you're standing up, just make sure your feet are nice and wide. Nice solid foundation below you there. Tap, 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 tap. One heel. Tap, 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 and tap. Tap, 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 tap. Other foot. Tap, 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 and tap. Tap, 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 tap. Still feeling okay to do the exercises? I hope so. Tap, 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 and tap. Now we're going to do the toe. Tapping our toe. Tap, 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 and tap. I feel like Sonic the Hedgehog here. Tap, 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 and tap. Other foot, tapping her toe. Tap, 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 and tap. Tap, 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 tap. Okay, so from here, let's transition. We're going to pick some apples. So what you're going to do, pretend you're picking an apple. You're at an apple tree, reaching up and across your body. See a great big juicy red apple. You're going to pull it down, and you're going to put it in the basket. See an apple on the other side. You reach up and across your body, pull it, bring it down, put it in your basket. Up and down. Up and down. I noticed my neighbor's apples are starting to get a little more ripe. We just had to replant some apple trees at our house. So they are not bearing fruit yet, but hopefully in the next couple seasons, next couple years I should say, we'll be getting some apples from our trees. Up and across, and down, up, and down. 4 more. Here's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, that's it for our warm-up. Now we're going to transition into our cardio. If you're still feeling up to it, now would be a great time to grab a sip of water if you need to have some water, which I need to grab myself a sip of water. So again, if you're standing up and you're doing these exercises, just make sure the area around you is nice and safe. No tripping hazards like water bottles. And if you're sitting down, let's think of our posture. We're going to sit up nice and straight. So we're going to go with our go-to move to start off with. If you get lost along the way here through the choreography or any of the instructions that I'm giving, you can simply go to a march. March, 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 march. So again, we're looking at 15 to 20 minutes of continuous movement for our cardio section here. So we're going to be exercising our heart, our lungs, our muscles. Following along, you're going to have to be exercising your brain too. And some of these exercises are more difficult doing sitting down than standing up, like marching for example. It's harder to do a march when you're sitting down. March, march, march and march. March, 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 march. March, march, march and march. March, 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 march. Okay, so let's make the movements a little bit larger. We're going to try and keep the same tempo. The movements are going to be a little bit bigger. So here we go. Up and up. Up and up. Up and up. Up. There we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. March it out. All right. Slow it down just a little bit. I don't want to get too fast yet. We're going on a bit of a roller coaster ride here, so we're going to build up, go down a little bit, then we're going to build up a little bit more, and build up some more. All within reason, though. Make sure you're feeling good. Again, the big thing is that we're just continuously moving for about the 15 to 20 minute mark here. March, 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 march. March, 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 march. All right, so now it's time for some wide, wide, and narrow narrows. Here we go. Wide, wide, narrow, narrow. Narrow, narrow. Wide, wide. Wide, wide, narrow, narrow. Okay, yeah, so it does take a little bit of coordination to figure this out. But that's okay. You're thinking about it, and that's what we want. We want to be creating those new branches of learning. So your mind is having to think, your body is having to move. We want to at least maintain what we have, and through purposeful exercise like this, theory is we're going to reap the benefits of growth and development. Wide, wide, narrow, 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 wide, 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 narrow, 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 narrow. All right. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just march it out, straight out. All right. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling it right in my quadriceps here. If you're sitting down, again, this movement here, it is more difficult to do from a seated position than it is standing. So if you're able to keep up from a seated position, good for you. All right. Now we're going to go for a little bit of a run. You think of those Olympic marathoners, all the training they do, all those miles they put in, it's repetition. Running 2+ hours. Slower marathoners, well, maybe 5, maybe 6 hours. But think of all that movement, staying focused all that time. It comes with a lot of training, but it just goes to show you can do it if you put your mind to it. Staying committed and believing in yourself. Okay, here we're going to go for a run. We're going to pick up the pace in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. March, 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 and march. March, 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 march. March, 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 and march. March, 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 march. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, halfway there, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Woo. That was a good little sprint. I wonder how much mileage we covered there. How many meters? I shouldn't say miles, I should say meters. We're going to try one more run. Then we're going to slow things down. We're going to change up the motions, the movements. We're going to be doing some step together, step touches. We'll build up to there. Don't you worry. Again, if you get lost at all in any of the choreography or my directions, just go to the march. You don't even have to use your arms. You can just move your legs. Or if you find it too challenging to move your legs, just move your arms. March, 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 and march. March, 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 march. March, 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 and march. March, 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 march. Okay. Last little sprint here, and we're going to change things up. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. March, 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 and march. March, 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 march. March, 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 and march. March, 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 march. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, let's slow it down. Woo. Nice workout, gang. Let's do no arms, just our legs. So before we get to our step together, step touches, actually I want to change up the motion just a little bit easier before we get to that. We're going to do some heel taps out in front. So here we go. Heel tap and back, tap and back. Think of your posture, and back, tap and back. Straight up, shoulders back. Get some smiles on our faces. Probably have all those endorphins running through your body right now, starting to feel pretty good about yourself. You're accomplishing what you set out to do. You probably, before you went to bed last night, you were thinking, oh, you know what, I got to do my exercises. So I'm going to sit in on the class. When I'm done, you feel great, and you'll look great. And if you're doing these exercises with somebody else, and that is just fantastic. You guys are able to do it together, able to celebrate, feeling good together, both accomplishing. Tap and tap and tap, tap and tap, tap and tap. Okay, so let's add some bicep curls. My neighbor just started cutting the lawn. Lucky thing for us, it's a small lawn, so it shouldn't last too long. Sorry about that. What do they say? You can't pick your family, you can't choose your neighbors. I'm very blessed with both. Great family, great neighbors. Tap and tap, tap and tap. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now 2 times on one side. 1 and 2. Other side. 1 and 2. Change it up. 1 and 2. 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 Now we're doing 3. 1, 2, 3. Change it here. 1, 2, 3. Change it up. 1, 2, 3. Change it here. 1, 2, 3. One more time each side. 1, 2, 3. Change it up. 1, 2, 3. Now we're doing 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Change it here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right. 2 and 4. 1, 3, and 4. One more time each side. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Last one. 1, 2, 3, and 4. No arms. 3 times. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Change it here. 1, 2, 3. Change it up. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Change it here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're going to try to go a little bit faster. 2, 3. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Change it here. 1, 2, 3. Change it up. 1, 2, 3. Change it here. 1, 2, 3. Change it here. 1, 2. Now we're doing 2. 1 and 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 alternate. One side and the next. One side and the next. So we got a nice quick pace going on here. So it's a really good workout. We're going to try and hold it for about another minute. In the meantime, let's add some upper body. So again, the more muscle groups that we have moving, the better it is for us. So here we go. Bicep curl. All right. Tap and tap. Tap and tap. Tap and tap. Keep it up. Tap and tap. Tap and tap. Tap and tap. Tap and tap. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Big smiles. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. No arms. Slow it down just a little bit. All right. Tap and tap. Tap and tap. Tap and tap. Okay, so from here we're going to transition into some side steps. So we're going to do heel tap together, side together, front and back, side and back, front and back, side and back, front and back, side. And now we're going to just do side steps. Side step. Step to the side, step to the side. So we're going to add some upper body here. We're going to do some arm swings, one side and the other. So if you can, try and bring your hands up to shoulder height. But if you find that too hard, you don't have to use your arms, or you don't have to go as high. So again, there is some coordination involved here. You're following along. So there's learning, having to pay attention, working on our executive functioning. When I'm talking about executive functioning, I'm talking about being able to stay on top of to-do lists, things that you gotta do, directions you gotta follow. Tap and tap. Tap and tap. One arm, tap and tap. Tap and tap. Other arm, tap and tap. Tap and tap. Tap and tap. Tap and tap. Both arms, tap and tap. Tap and tap. There we go. All right. Tap and tap. 4, 3, 2, and 1. No arms, just our legs. So we're going to try that step together, step touch. So if you're sitting down, it's going to be harder. So the trick with that is just to make your steps a little bit smaller. So I'm going to demonstrate sitting down, but I'm going to do these standing up. So it's going to look like this. Step together, step and touch. Together, step and touch. And touch, step together, step and slow it down. Step together, step and touch. Step together and touch. So standing up, it'll be step together, step and touch. Together, step and. Way easier doing standing up. So if you're able to do this from a seated position, good for you. Step together, step and touch. And touch. Step together, step and touch. And touch. All right. And touch. And touch. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And touch. Now step to the side. Step. There we go. Okay, so you think we can finish things off with a modified jumping jack? I know that it'll seem a little bit silly doing this. So I'm just gonna stand still. We're gonna put foot out and back, out and back. So our arms go up and down, up and down. All right. Again, this is the end of our cardio section here. So we're at the 17-minute mark right now. Heart rate's up there. Breathing rate's higher and deeper. Just think of all that oxygenated blood we're bringing into our body, helping with our circulation, getting it out to our fingers, our hands, our knees, our feet, our toes. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just our legs. Okay. So we're going to begin our cardio cool down now. So we're just going to stay with this. We're going to slow it down a little bit. Step together, step together, step together, together. All right. Step together, together, step together. Keep standing still, feet nice and wide. If you're standing up, if you're sitting down, just think of our posture. We're raising arms up, shoulder height, and down. Shoulder height, and down. Shoulder height, and down. Shoulder height, and down. Okay, keep it going. So the purpose of our cardio cool down is because as you get older, it takes a little bit longer for your heart to slow down. So we're just slowing down the intensity of our movement, making them a little bit smaller, bringing our heart rate down, bringing our breathing rate down. Okay, so no arms. Now we're just going to do heel tap and back, tap and back, tap and back, tap and back. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now from here we're just going to do shoulder shimmy. We're just going to shake our shoulders forward and backward, shaking it right out. That feels good. Okay, so from here we're just going to do one ear down. Again, just bring your heart rate down even a little bit further. Ear down to one shoulder, head to neutral, ear down to the other shoulder, and neutral. So with our cardio cool down, it's really important that we keep our head above the level of our heart, because we don't want a whole bunch of blood to pool up around our brain. So right now, the reason for slowing things down is that we're trying to get all the blood to be distributed to different parts of our body, our fingers and our toes, of course our brain. And when we're doing all that moving, our muscles that we're doing the movements are in chin to chest, and up. So all the muscles that we're moving, chin down, and neutral, our large muscles and taking all that blood because they needed it. They're the ones doing all the work. And down, last one. All right, we finished our cardio warm-up. We finished our cardio. We finished our cardio cool down. So now, if you need to have a sip of water, now would be a great time to have a sip of water. Hopefully my neighbor's gonna be done his lawn pretty soon. I don't know about you, I'm sure you're not a big fan of listening to his lawnmower, but again, what can we do? We gotta make the most of it. We're getting through this exercise class one way or another. Okay, so for today's strength training, you're not gonna need any weights, any hand weights or TheraBands or resistance tubing. We're just gonna be working with gravity. But unfortunately, we're gonna do the hard stuff first. So we're gonna be doing our sit to stands. Just gonna have a quick sip of water here. Okay, so for our sit to stands, or for those of you that want to stand up and do these would be considered squats. I'll demonstrate the squats first before I do the sit to stands. So if you're doing squats, I want you standing up nice and straight. Feet are wider than your shoulders. I like to hang on to a chair, just provides you a little bit extra stability there if need be. So my feet are wider than my shoulders. So I'm bending my knees. I'm not bending over my hips. Keeping my back straight. I'm bending at the knees. As I go down, I'm shooting my butt. See how my butt's going out? That's what we want to do. So you get to the 90-degree angle and up. Again, these are going to be working your quadriceps, and your quadriceps are they're the largest muscles in your body, and they're some of the most important muscles in preventing falls. So if we can keep our quadriceps nice and strong, theory is preventing some falls from happening, and that's a good thing. We don't want any falls. So, but if you can only go down this much, that's fine. If that's as far as you can go, that's as far as you can go. You don't need to go all the way down. But if you can go all the way down like this, I would definitely encourage you to do that. Everybody else, if you want to do sit to stands, you know what we do. These look like. So we're sitting towards the end of our chair. We're thinking of our posture. We're sitting up nice and straight. We're keeping our feet nice and wide. You're gonna have your hands out in front. Standing up. This is the easy part. It's going up. The hard part is going down nice and slow. So we're going to try 6. So for those of you that are doing squats, you're going to do 6. Everybody else, if you're doing sit to stands, you're doing 6. If you can only come up an inch, that's okay with me. That's hard work in itself. If you can stand up all the way, and if you need to use the armrests, you can use them. But if you don't have to, let's not. Here we go. Up, 2, 3. Here's the hard part. Down, 2, 3. Shoot that butt back. Up, 2, 3, and down, 2, 3. This is halfway point, and down, 3 more, up, and down, 2 more gang, 2 more, stay with me, up, and down, last one, up, and down, woo! Yes, sirree. Feel that one. I'm going to stretch out my abdominal obliques. So a great way to do that is I'm just gently twisting my trunk to one side. You should feel a nice stretch along the side of your body, your upper body here. That feels good. Giving our quadriceps a little bit of a break. We're going to try and do some more sit to stands or squats. We do to one side, we're going to do to the other. Twisting this way. Alright, so here we go. We're going to try another 6 sit to stands. If you can do all 6, that's awesome. If you can only do 1, that's alright. If that's all you could do, that says a lot about you. The fact that you did everything you could to do 1, awesome. Okay, here we go. Up, 2, 3, and down. Shoot that butt back. Up, and down, shooting the butt back again. Here's 3. And down. 4. And down. Here's 5. And down. Last one. Come on. For good health, we can do it. 6. And down. Oh, yeah. Feel that one all right. Whew. Good for you if you're able to do that. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do are some calf raises. If you're sitting down, basically what it's going to look like is that you're just going to be going up on your toes and back flat-footed. If we're standing, it's going to be more challenging. It's going to be standing on your toes. Again, I like to have a chair to hang on to for some stability if I need it. So I'm going to have my feet wider than my shoulders. I'm going to think of my posture again. If we can keep our upper body nice and tight, nice and compact, nice and strong, it's really, our posture is really going to play a significant role with preventing falls. So we're going to work on our calf. This is the lower part, the back side of our leg. We're going to be going up, 2, 3, and down, 2, 3, up, down, up, 2, again, very slow, very purposeful. We don't want to be doing this fast. Not only is that not safe, but you're not getting as many benefits out of it as by going slow. 2 more, up and down. Last one, up and down. All right, good job, gang. Okay, so we did our calf raises. We are now going to be doing our knee up and extension. Of course, this can be done from a seated position. I'm going to do these standing up. We've done these many times before, so you know from a seated position what it looks like. I'm hanging onto a chair for some stability. I'm also working on my balance here. I'm bringing my knee up, pointing my toe out, toe goes back, and down. We're doing 4 times on one leg. Up, out, back, and down. That's 2. Here's 3. Out, back, and down. Last one. Up, out, back, and down. Other foot. Here we go. That was tough, wasn't it? So we up, out, back, and down. So you don't need weights. You don't need any sort of resistance bands or surgical tubing to do strength training. We're just working with gravity, and this is pretty tough in itself, isn't it? Out, back, and down. Last one. Up, out, back, and down. All right, so now we are going to do our chair crunches, those dreaded chair crunches. So we're going to be working our abdominal core with this exercise here. And again, for some people that are living with Parkinson's disease, sometimes the disease manifests itself with symptoms that are related to digestion and related to, you feel some soreness in your abdominal core here. So again, if we are trying to work, we're trying to strengthen our abdominal muscles. The theory is that there's going to be the more dopamine being made available. And so we're trying to keep as many of our muscles nice and strong as we can. But we're also, like when we did our abdominal stretching there, stretching is also going to help with pain management. Your muscles get really tight, really sore, they're really taut. That does get sore. So when we're stretching them out, the theory is that it's going to be relaxing your muscles, giving them that flexibility, so there's less pain signals being sent to your brain. So let's do our chair crunches. Remember, we were sitting up at the end of our chair. We're thinking about our posture. I'm keeping my feet nice and wide. You can have your arms across your chest like this. This is the hardest way to do it. Having your hands on the lap, that's middle of the way. The easiest way is to have your arms out in front. The reason why it's easiest, it kind of counterbalances your feet from coming up off the ground. When your feet come up off the ground, you're kind of taking away from the work of your abdominal core. And again, the same as if you're hooking your feet underneath the chair legs, it's your leg muscles that are doing the exercise as opposed to your abdominal muscles doing the exercise. So I'm going to go in between. I'm going to have my hands on my lap. This is my posture. I'm leaning back. My shoulder blades touch the top of the chair. And sitting up again, nice and slow, very purposeful. That's one. Here's two. Let's breathe out. And in. Breathe out. And in. Breathing out. And in. 3 more. Down. And up. 2 more. Down. And up. Last one. Down. Oh, yeah, that one. You can feel that one. All right. Again, now we're going to stretch out our abdominal obliques. So the side part of our trunk here. Twisting one way. Just a nice, gentle stretch. Do to one side. We're going to do to the other. Twisting the other. Again, it's not overly too hard. It's just a nice, gentle stretch. Alright, we are now going to try 4 chair crunches. So again, thinking of your posture, sitting up nice and straight, shoulders are back. I'm going to really challenge myself. I'm going to put my arms across my chest here like this. We're going to go back and up. That is much tougher. Here's 2 and up. Here's 3. Up, last one. Here's 4. And up. Oh man, yeah, I felt that one. Okay, and to finish off our strength training, we're going to work on our Kegel exercises. Again, it's that muscle that's deep within your abdominal core here. When you're going to the bathroom, when you're urinating, when you're peeing, you want to stop that flow of pee. So like you're raising the base of your abdominal up, you're pulling it nice and tight, we're holding it nice and tight. As we get older, it's quite often, a lot of people have had desk jobs and they've been sitting down for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours a day, and your abdominal muscles become weak. So when they become weak, that's when accidents can happen. Again, not a sexy thing, it's a reality thing. So, but the good thing is our body does respond well to training, so we can work on this. And you can be working on it while you're watching TV. You can be working on it while you're riding on the bus or driving in a car. Sometimes for some people it helps them to close their eyes. You're going to lift the base of your abdominal wall up. Engage that muscle. It's the same muscle you use to stop your flow of pee. Let's hold it nice and tight. And relax. Try and engage one more time. Engage, hold it, hold it, hold it. There you go. Nice and taut. And relax. Okay, one more time. Engage. Hold it, hold it, hold it. And relax. All right, so we're now going to work on our balance training. So the good thing is, if you're sitting down, the first exercise involves us sitting down. We are going to be doing the reaching forward. So just imagine yourself if you're maybe sitting on a toilet and you need to get off of the toilet onto a chair that you're sitting on. If you're getting around using a chair, it'll be the same sort of muscles that we're working here. But there's also some balance involved here. So we are leaning forward like this. You can have your hands out in front. So your upper body weight is going to be on the balls of your feet. So the balls of your feet is like this section right here. So it's not your tiptoes, it's more the balls of your feet right there. So let's keep our feet nice and wide. We're leaning forward. There is balance involved with this. Leaning forward, head held high, with some smiles on our faces. And back. Let's go forward. Upper body on the balls of your feet. And back. One more time, leaning forward. So these next exercises or balance exercises are going to involve standing up. So if you can't stand and you want to continue doing the leaning forward exercises, you can do that. Or if you want, you can try and do something else that feels comfortable. It could be something from the cardio warm-up, it could be something from the cardio cool-down or our cardio section, or even strength training. And then of course we're going to be getting into our flexibility, and we'll all be able to share in the flexibility training. And of course at the very end we do our Parkinson specific exercises. So you make sure you're sticking around for that. Okay, we are now going to do our one-legged stand. There's two ways that you can do that. You can either have your foot out in front, or you can have it back like this, whatever's best for you. But as you can see, I've got my chair around. It just provides me with a little bit of extra stability. Standing on one leg. And down, other leg. We're going to make this a little bit harder soon enough. If you can take your hand off the chair just for a little bit, only if you feel comfortable. Just have your arms like this. This is more difficult. Again, though, you can have that chair there in case you need to hang on to it, or a wall, and down. So we're going to make it a little bit more challenging this way, this time, by closing one eye. Again, only if you feel comfortable do I want you to attempt this. Whoa, big strong wind there. So it blew over my Parkinson Canada banner. So standing up. Now we're going to make it more challenging by closing one eye. There you go. Down she is. Down for the count. And other side. One eye open or one eye closed. Okay, now we are going to shift our weight to this side. So we're going to shift our weight this way. As you can see, I'm hanging onto a chair. I'm keeping my foot on the ground. I've got my tiptoe on the ground. We're going to start off making it like this. We can make it a little bit more tougher as we go on. Shifting our weight to one side. Again, this is something you can do while you're brushing your teeth or washing the dishes. The more we work on our balance, the better it is. I'm going to lean this side. My tiptoes on the ground, shifting my weight to one side. Okay, we're going to make it a little bit more challenging this time. I'm going to bring my toe off the ground a little bit. Only if you feel comfortable do I want you to attempt this, though. Otherwise, you can keep your both feet on the ground, leaning to one side. Now we're going to lean to the other side. Again, just bring your foot slightly off the ground. Now we're going to make it even a little bit more challenging. I'm going to try and take my hand off the chair. So, toes are off the ground. But again, only if you feel comfortable. And last time, other side. And for those of you that have been a part of this program for the months here, you know that we like to also work on our balance doing our JC, our Johnny Cash. So we're going to walk the line. Hopefully this banner doesn't fall on me. It's leaning up on me pretty good right now. Okay. Come on, you can stand up. There we go. Alright, so we are going to walk the line, one foot in front of the other. Those darn banners. And back. Okay, we're going to go forward again. Walking the line. And back. So don't forget, classes for the month of August are going to be every Tuesday and Thursday. And that is at 8 a.m. Central Time, 9 a.m. Eastern. So yeah, I look forward to seeing you then. We're going to walk the line one more time. Again, again, sometimes it's good just to get your exercise done and out of the way first thing in the morning. That way you don't have any excuses not to do the exercise. And back. Last one. All right. Okay, so we can work on our flexibility now. And again, as I said, this can all be done from a seated position, or if you prefer to stand up, you can continue to stand up. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a shoulder check. So we're going to look over our shoulder this way. Just a nice, slow, gentle movement. Purposeful stretch, just enough to feel it. You should feel it on the outside of your neck. Head to neutral position. We're going to drop our chin to our chest, holding it there. Head back to neutral. Now we're going to shoulder check the other way. Chin to chest. Alright, now we're going to do a chest stretch. So we're going to bring our hands up nice and wide. If you can have your hands at shoulder height, that's great. If it hurts too much, if you have pain, you can drop your hands. Or you can just do one hand. Hold it there. You should feel the stretch along your pectoral regions, so this region of your body. We're going to crisscross our arms. Give yourself a nice big bear hug. See how far back you can get your fingers. Big chest stretch again. Hold it there. And now we're going to another bear hug, except we're going to crisscross our arms the other way. Other arm on top of the other. That feels good. Big chest stretch. Hold it there. Do a little triceps. So we're going to swoop up underneath. You're going to grab your elbow like this, and you're just going to bring your arm into your body. So you should feel the stretch along the back side, top part of your arm. These are your triceps. Those are extending muscles. What we do to one side, we do to the other. So we're just going to swoop up underneath. You're going to grab your elbow like this, and you're just going to pull your elbow in tight to your body. Again, you should feel the stretch on the top part, back side of your arm. Alright, you know what time it is now. We're doing our Parkinson specific exercises. I'll get a little bit closer to the camera here. Okay, the first thing that we are going to work on is our vowels. So, we're going to do it 3 times. And when you're doing your vowels, if you can, just try and over-exaggerate. If you could do this in front of the mirror, it's even better, or if you wanted to record yourself. That way you see the shape of your mouth. Sometimes, until you see or hear yourself, it's hard sometimes for us to envision ourselves, to see what we look like, to hear what we sound like. So I would encourage you to do that. So we're going to do A, E, I, O, U. A, E, I, O, U. Think about the shape of your lips. A, E, I, O, U. All right. Now we're going to do our eye exercises. So we're just going to look straight up. Straight up. All those little tiny little eye muscles. Eyes to neutral. Now we're going to look straight down. Straight down. Eyes back to neutral. We're going to shift our eyes that way. Eyes to neutral. And now we're going to shift our eyes that way. Okay, now we're going to do our tongue exercises. So I'm going to ask you to stick your tongue out as far as you can, and we're going to try and get it to go up. The tongue is a big muscle, and it's really, for some of you that have Parkinson's disease, and you're struggling with speech, you know how important it is to be exercising your tongue. So again, this is something that you can do at least once a day. You can do it several times a day. The more we're doing to keep our tongue nice and strong, the better it's going to help with our speech. And same with when we're doing our vowels, when we're shaping our mouth, it will help out with our speech. So let's stick our tongue out and up. Tongue in. Now we're going to stick our tongue out and down. Tongue back in, out, and to the side. Tongue back in, out, and to that side. Now we're just going to do a side cheek stretch. So I'm going to ask you to put the palm of your hand on your face, and you're going to pull your side of your mouth back and up. Let's hold it there. Ideally, you'd like to hold these stretches for about 30 seconds in duration. We're lengthening the muscles. These are the muscles that are sometimes involved with shaping mouth so that we don't drool. And to the other side, palm against your cheek. You're pulling back and up. We're stretching that muscle. We're done. TGIF. Thank goodness it's Friday. So I really want to thank you for participating in these classes for the month of July. We were doing it 3 times a week, and this was part of the Super Walk Movement Challenge. Hopefully you were able to do this and to participate in it. I hope you win the prize. It's a fantastic Fitbit that you could be winning. So yes, classes starting for the month of August are going to be every Tuesday and Thursday, and the class time is at 8 a.m. Central. That's 9 a.m. Eastern. That's 10 a.m. on the Atlantic coast, and of course in Saskatchewan and Alberta that is at 7 o'clock in the morning, and in beautiful British Columbia that's at 6 o'clock in the morning. So until I see you guys next week, I hope you have a fantastic long weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.